Good morning, distinguished toastmasters, fellow toastmasters, and dear guests. A very warm welcome to this special meeting of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. Club number 7806290, Area B1, District 92, Toastmasters International. Welcome to meeting 261. A particularly significant meeting as it brings together an engaging team meeting on the art of startup fundraising, along with the installation of our club executive committee for the Jan-June 2026 term. I am Toastmaster Ritu George, the club secretary of the Gabbys, and I have the privilege of serving you as the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. As the Sergeant at Arms, it is my responsibility to ensure a smooth, disciplined, and enriching meeting experience for everyone. This is a 2-hour-long meeting, and we encourage you to stay for the entire duration to gain maximum value from both the learning segments and the installation ceremony. As this is a hybrid meeting, we request all online participants to please keep your video on and microphone muted, unmuting yourself only when invited to speak. People in the room are requested to not move in and out of the room when a speaker is speaking. We request everyone to maintain the decorum and dignity befitting a formal Toastmasters meeting. While Toastmasters International allows freedom of expression, at the Gabbys, we encourage all speakers and role takers to be mindful and responsible, and to refrain from expressing controversial views on sensitive topics such as sex, religion, and politics, in keeping with the inclusive culture of our club. Yeah. We will start today's meeting with the installation ceremony. The installation ceremony is an important milestone in the life of a Toastmasters club. It marks the formal transition of leadership, reaffirms our commitment to the Toastmasters values, and entrusts our newly elected leaders with the responsibility of guiding the club's journey of learning and excellence in the months ahead. We are honored to have our installation officer, the club president of the Gabbys International. Okay, my apologies. We are honored to have our installation officer, Toastmaster Rajnikant Reddy, Area Director, Area B1, District 92, with us. We thank him for taking time to preside over this important ceremony and formally installing our new leadership team. At the Gabbys, our mission is to provide a supportive and positive learning environment where members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. It is now my privilege to invite our installation officer, Toastmaster Rajnikant Reddy, Area Director, Area B1, District 92, to take charge of the installation ceremony. Let's welcome him with a round of applause.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster, for inviting me.
Yeah.
So, this man.
It's
Sorry, I came late. I just wanted to check if all the officers are in person or online. So just checking that.
All officers are in person, one officer is on the way.
Okay. We have a couple of trophies here, presently, which you have to hand over to us. We can do that and then we can start this. Sure, sure. Maybe a short speech. Good morning, Gabbys of sponsors. And I'm Rasikant today. I've been glad to be part of associated with the Gabbys Toastmasters Club from last 6 months officially and a little more than 6 months unofficially as part of Toastmasters Club. And I have very good memories with the Toastmasters, Gabbys Toastmasters Club in this journey. There are many things, wow, there are like wow factors, eye-raising factors when I was attending, and some surprising moments that I had to evaluate some of the speakers who are details as well. Okay, these are something good learnings I have. But last 6 months towards the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, my journey, right? It made my life very easy. Everything has been taken care. Just that I was told, okay, this is what it is. And anything that I wanted as a district officer, that was taken care, much ahead of what I was expecting. This is something very healthy atmosphere and that all the officers and supportive members are already in place. That has been tried. This is such a good environment for any club and it's kind of showing the way, showing the path for other clubs as well. And even this 6 months as a area director, and I'm very happy that I will have some good club officers and also, and I expect the same support. And I'm sure that that would happen because the culture, the environment in this club has been set a good expectation, has a good standards already. There is nothing that we need to check. And from a district office, being a district officer, anything that I would support from my side, anything that is expected from my side, I'm more than happy to do for Gabbys Toastmasters Club. Thank you. Thanks for a wonderful job last 6 months, and I wish for the next wonderful and future in Gabbys Toastmasters Club.
I think there is some issue with the microphone.
Yes, sir.
No, it's this one. Okay. Is this audible? Online audience, can you confirm? Okay, so this is audible. Can you put this on your level? This was not audible here. Yes. Better.
Hello.
Just do a quick mic check. I think we are good.
Hello, mic check. Online audience, can you hear us? No.
It's still the same. Reno is saying it's good. Speak a little louder.
Hello. Hello, boys, guys, Toastmasters. Good morning. Have a happy Saturday.
Yes.
Okay. Sunday tomorrow.
This is good. Please.
Okay.
This is good. This is good.
Okay, thank you.
On this profits. It's really. Last time when we have started, there is one good award District 92 has started, Pathfinder. That means all there is a good educational awards and many other awards that are in place. Whoever achieves 5 DCPs before November 15th, if I'm not wrong, they will be achieving this Pathfinder. I'm very glad that Gabbys has got Pathfinder award. And I see that my club officers, my club members are achieving the Pathfinder. This is a very kind of a proud moment. And other 5 are pending by next term. So I wish that Gabbys would be completing that 10 discipline points and would be for many distinguished Toastmasters Club. Congratulations to all the Gabbys Toastmasters Club members. Yes. Congratulations again, Nancy.
Thank you.
For any year to be in a good standing, to try more, we should have a good number of members in the Toastmasters community. When I always look at the gap is, it's always flourishing, no matter what, at any situation. And when we see that the members by end of the September 30th, whatever number district officers was looking for, and not only for ours, not only for any other needs, but to have a healthy community, we need to have more members. When I look at the gap, it's there always. And congratulations for all the Gabbys members for trusting and building their energies and started their moments with the Gabbys and learning it. Congratulations to all the Gabbys Toastmasters. Let me present with me. Let me present this week. Gabbys Toastmasters. Excellence in membership building. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Uh, who's not? Which officer is not in so far? Yes, say many Chetra see that question. Then we start. If she's not reachable to win, yeah, which one we start? Let's take this one. We have the old officers list also, right? I don't know old officers list. What if we just ask the officers to stand? Correct. That's what we do. Just a few minutes. Again, good morning, Gabbys Toastmasters. I'm Rajnikant Reddy, your installation officer for today. I'm here to install and prepare the officers for the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. Each officer, each officer is obligated to attend club executive committee meetings, attend district sponsored club officers training, prepare a successor for his or her respective office. Before I start the installation ceremony, I request all outgoing officers to please raise in your place or online attendees, please stand in the place and turn on their cameras if possible. Dear officers, you had a successful term and you all should be extremely proud of serving magnificently in your respective offices. On behalf of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, District 92, and Toastmasters International, I would like to say a big thank you for all your hard and successful work this term. I hereby discharge you from all further duties and responsibilities of your respective offices. Audience, please give the outgoing officers a huge round of applause for the wonderful service they have rendered. Thank you. You can be seated. Thank you. You have Gavin, who will take a pen. Like, I will set my car. Who will swim? When we'll start with the treasurer first, then secretary can come. Toastmasters, Toastmaster Pushpa Mishra. Please show this. Hold this in your right hand, and turn this. Yeah, this right. Look at the camera. Toastmaster Pushpa K. Mishra, as a treasurer, you are expected to keep the financial records and prepare the club budget. Announce when it's time for the members to pay dues. Explain the due structure to members. Collect dues. Work with the secretary to ensure that club submits their dues on time to Toastmasters International World Headquarters. Toastmaster Pushpa K. Mishra, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability? Say, I will. Yes, I will. Thank you. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Thank you. Secretary. Toastmaster Ankur Pushpakar. This one is your facing camera, right? Yes, yes. Toastmaster Ankur Vishwakarma, as a secretary, you should maintain an accurate membership roster. Work with the treasurer to ensure that new member application and dues get to Toastmaster International World Quarters as soon as possible. Submit a new club officers list to Toastmasters International on time. Work with the treasurer to submit your club's semi-annual report and dues to the Toastmasters International on time. Take care, take care of noting down attendance for online meetings. Provide the club with a minutes of meeting if need be. Toastmaster Ankur Vishwakarma, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability? Thank you. Address. Will you clear? Toastmaster Shreya clear. Toastmaster Sri M, as the Vice President Public Relations, you are expected to attract the visitors to the club through free publicity. Use a variety of means to promote the club and its members in as many mediums as possible, such as digital, print, internet. Engage your fellow club members in PR activities, providing them with promotional material and ideas for investing guests. Regularly recognize member achievements with methods such as announcements, newsletters, emails, and articles that you submit for the district bulletin. Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi M, I will perform these duties to the best of ability. Acknowledge, I will. And ready, Bishop Arnold, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi. BP membership, Toastmaster read to judge, please. Toastmaster Ritu Judge, as Vice President membership, you are expected to lead the club's membership building efforts, help members with any requirement during their journey, listen to their grievances, and provide emotional support if needed. Motivate the current members to invite guests. Promptly give new member applications and reduce to the secretary and treasurer. Personally greet guests and provide them with the membership information and application, whichever is applicable. Make sure each guest hears about the benefits of our Toastmasters and gets a personal invitation to become a member. Toastmaster Ritu Josh, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
I will.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. BPA, Vice President Education, DPR Mathematics. Distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goyal, as Vice President Education, you are expected to gain commitments from members to set educational goals for themselves. Assure that club members are aware of schedules of meeting rules. Plan meetings that will assist members in meeting their individual goals. Work with the club members to keep meetings fun and well run. Work with your members to ensure that they submit their applications for educational awards promptly. Provide for educational topics at club meetings. Represent your club at area and district council meetings. As the second highest ranking officer, preside over the meeting when the club president is absent. Distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goyal, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability? I will. Thank you. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Nancy.
No claps.
Second round, Toastmaster Chetra L. Into Lakshmana. This was the expert to say.
Please stand up.
Toastmasters Chetra Lakshmana. As a sergeant at arms, your responsibilities include arrange the meeting room or online arrange the virtual meeting room. Maintain the club equipment in working order. Ensure that adequate club supplies are available. For online, take care of the waiting room and allow only authorized attendees. Lock the meeting room if need be, once the meeting commences. For online, ensure to take care of online meeting controls and the meeting recordings if need to. Make sure that all relevant educational and peer materials are displayed. Greet guests. Attend to special equipment needs. Help the president make sure the meeting is on time. Toastmaster Chaitra Lakshminarayan, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability? Thank you. President, distinguished Toastmaster Saurabh. Distinguished Toastmaster Saurabh, as the president of Gabbys Toastmasters Club, you are the chief executive officer. Thus, you preside at all the club meetings and all the meetings of the club executive committee. It is your challenge to see that this club adds new members and meets the needs of its current members to achieve the communication and the leadership goal. Establish a club climate that is supportive, stimulating, and rewarding to its members. Realize that among the resources available, your commitment is towards fellow club members, officer team, area director, division director, district 92 officers, and officers of Toastmasters International Headquarters. Distinguished Toastmaster Saurabh Datta, you hold the gavel as a symbol of power and authority that your club has given you during your term of office. I am confident that you will use it wisely and with restraint. Work with your team members to create a healthy, dynamic club. a club of which everyone will be proud. Distinguished Toastmaster Saurav Datta, as a member of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, as well as its leader, will you work with your executive team and the club members to make this a vibrant and a rewarding club this term and help every individual with honesty, loyalty, and empathy? Please, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Dear members of Gabbys, the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, your official team has just pledged to serve this club to the best of their ability, to be the best Toastmasters Club possible, and to meet the needs of its members. Your club will need active participation from each member. Do you, as a members, pledge to work together with your officers team to make the Gabbys Toastmasters Club the finest Toastmasters Club it can be possible? Members, please acknowledge. I will. I will.
I will. I will.
Thank you. Please be seated. By the authority vested in me as the area director of Artistic Magnitude, it is my pleasure to declare these Toastmaster officers installed in their respective club offices. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to the Gabbys Toastmasters Club Executive Team for the term June 2026 to Jan 2026 to June 2026. Take our and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Now I would request elected president to give his speech and his plan for the upcoming term. Let me invite distinguished Toastmaster Saurav Datta to take the stage.
Am I audible? Yes. Online? Am I audible? Can I get a yes? So now, online? Okay. Thank you. I do not remember exactly how many times I'm giving that little speech since I got charged. I I think that's 6 times. Sorry, 6 times I'm giving that. The sixth time that I'm the president of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. And last time I had asked one question, and I have the same question again with the new set of hours. I think it's less of a question and more of a thought. What do we gain by becoming laws?
Confidence.
Pushpak comes from a very small town in Bihar. He has seen the ups and downs of life. He has gone through troubles which are way beyond our imagination, and he has successfully overcome all those obstacles to become a target now. What confidence can he get from a Gabbys Toastmasters, which he did not already get in this journey? What else?
Leadership skills.
Sorry?
Leadership.
Leadership. Nancy runs a startup. She is a job creator. She works with people to raise funds. In fact, she is working with India's largest free private hospital, helping them do fundraising to provide free of cost treatment for 22 departments. She does fundraising for the world's largest morning nutrition program, free of cost, which is done for more than 1 CR children,
1.5.
1.5 crore children across the country. What leadership attribute will a VP education role give? So my officers, why did you take up the officer role? Except for the reason that someone called you up and said that you take this role. Why did you take this role?
Contribute.
To
Be a
what?
people person. Be a people person.
Be a
People person.
people person to contribute
It's personal growth also.
personal growth, right? I'll tell you why I take this officer role every time. Because it helps me stay grounded. Toastmaster is a voluntary organization. How many of you agree with me on this? And we are all wrong. Toastmaster is not a voluntary organization. This is not Lions International. This is not Rotary International. This is a membership-driven organization, a member-driven organization, which means that here you are not here to serve others. You are not here in Toastmaster to serve others. Unlike Rotary, you are here in Toastmasters for your own individual growth. Now, after a certain point of time, your growth is not limited to you alone. You grow only when others grow, only when you help others grow. And that opportunity is something which we get when we take up a club officer. I'm very proud to see someone like Ritu here. Ritu joined our club as a member. She was initially she was very hesitant to speak, to take up certain roles, and then we had her as a at the club as a sergeant at arms, and then the club president, and then she came back again to the Gabbys as the club secretary, and then she is now the club meeting membership. So this transition, this growth that we see of Seritu, for instance, from someone who joined Toastmasters to become a better speaker, to serving others so that she can become a better leader, the truest sense, without a badge, is something which inspires me every time that I become a club officer. And I, with all humility, I thank all my club officers for the leadership that they have provided to the Gabbys. I have just declared in the previous meeting that there are 2 new districts who are going to be separated into, some going to 227, some going to 228 based on the pin code. Though the official announcement is not here, what I understand is that the Gabbys is moving to 227 and the Gabbys online is moving to for good and for good reasons, and I'm really looking forward to it. But one thing I know is going to be constant. Since 2020 to 2025, in the last 5 years, at 26 actually now, in the last 6 years, there are 2 things that the Gabbys has always done. One, we have taken this platform very seriously. We have never taken it as a casual hangout, somewhere where people can come, may not come. I had appealed to all my club officers to be here in person. And as you can see, all of them are here in person. Right. I've been an area director, I've been a division director, we have an area director here. It's a luxury to even have the 7 officers in an installation ceremony. Most clubs say that, I will not be able to come. Some cases the president is not there. Here I have all my 7 officers here in person. One person literally came running all the way from MG Road till here. She had a sprint. Right? She came here panting, breathless, but she still managed to reach here right before her oath taking ceremony. That's the seriousness that we have at the Gabbys. And the second thing is commitment to helping others rise. While we always celebrate excellence, and that is what makes us special. We have got speakers who have gone all the way to the district level. We have got district champions, we have got district runner-ups in various formats of the contest. So this is definitely the place where you can grow greater heights as a speaker. But this is also a place where we will hold the fingers and hold your hand and help you rise if you are a very shy speaker. So there are people who have come to the Gabbys and benefited from issues like stuttering, stammering, things that we have helped them cure. And there are also speakers who have helped them shine and become world-class speakers. I'm hoping that our current executive committee will continue to ensure that this excellence continues. And I assure you, Rajni, that our support with the area will stay for the rest of the 6 months, as has always been from the very beginning. And I hope to work collaboratively with the district, with the club members to create a better space for all of us. Thank you. I would now like to invite our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Pushpak Mishra, our newly elected treasurer. And Pushpak is a chartered accountant. This is one of the privileges of the Gabbys that we have got a chartered accountant as a treasurer. We have got a chartered accountant in both the club as treasurer. In fact, we have got 3 CAs in our 2 ExComs. One CA is a VP membership, the other 2 CAs are treasurer. We have got a doctor in our ExCom. So if the pressure is too much and you don't feel well, right, we can take care of that also. So we are all covered on all sides. Over to you, Pushpak, to take it forward.
Thank you, our President, PDM Saurabh. Now, I will move to the our today's theme, which is the art of startup fundraising. Now, Nancy, can you allow me to share my screen? Yes. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes.
Perfect. So, good morning, fellow dear Toastmaster and guests. In Bangalore, you must have seen whether you go to cafe, whether you go to co-working space, or even traffic jam, you will find that startup are everywhere. But behind every startup story, there is one universal challenge, which is fundraising. So today, I won't be talk about the finance. I will talk about communication, confidence, and conviction. Because fundraising is an art, not just an accounting exercise. Before a startup raise money, it must raise belief. Now, most people think fundraising is all about money, but money comes after belief. Before an investor write a check, they must believe in your problem that you are going to solve, the future, and the person standing in front of them. Because fundraising begins not in Excel, but it begins in your storytelling. In Bangalore, many startup dies not because their idea is bad, but because no one believed early enough. How many of you have had a great idea, but you could not convince others to support it? Because fundraising is simply the skills of convincing people to believe in a future that does not yet exist. Well, think about it. Fundraising is the ultimate Toastmaster speech. You open strong, structure your message, and close with conviction. But the only difference between the Toastmaster speech and fundraising speech, here audience does not just clap, but they commit to fund your business. I once met a startup founder in Kodmangla who said, our product is great, but investor did not get it. That's not an investor problem, that's a communication problem. Just like Toastmaster, A weak opening, lose attention. A confused structure, lose trust. And a weak close, lose action. So don't confuse investor. They fund clarity. Okay, now I will move to the our Toastmaster structure. In Toastmaster, we have typically three parts. One is prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluation section. For maintain the record of timing, now I will introduce our timer, Sri Lakshmi, who is the VP Public Relation of the Gabbys. Over to you, Sri Lakshmi.
Greetings, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and all the guests present here today. So, as a timer, I will be timing today's sessions, which is the prepared speeches, evaluations, and table topics. So, as time is of essence in any meeting, so even today it's of the critical essence. So, for prepared speeches, we'll be having one speech for today, which will be for 18 to 22 minutes. So, at 18 minutes, I will reflect the green card. At 20 minutes, I'll reflect the yellow card. And at 22 minutes, I'll reflect the red card for the speaker. For table topics, we'll be having 1 to 2 minutes of time, where 1 minute I'll be reflecting the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll be reflecting the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I'll be reflecting the red card. For evaluations, which is of 2 to 3 minutes of time, at 2 minutes, I'll be reflecting the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I'll reflect the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll reflect the red card. So there's grace time of 30 seconds for all the speakers to wrap up their speak or the evaluation. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. Now I will go with the prepared speech section. We have one speaker, our distinguished Toastmaster Nitin Patha, who will be attempting level 5 project 1 from the path engaging humor, and his speech will be evaluated by our DTM Nancy Goel, VP President of the Gabbys Toastmaster Club. Now I will welcome our distinguished Toastmaster Nitin Patha. So speech title is Ice Cream, Ice Cream, and Ice Cream. Looks like ice cream.
You need the other mic as well.
Quick check, audio. Check, 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 check. Good. Audible to the audience in the Zoom as well. I request you to close your eyes for 5 minutes, all of you, and just be thankful. 5 seconds. I hope you have been thankful. I grew up in Delhi. Almost 20 years of my life, I grew up in Delhi. And there's one thing about Delhi. It is very kind. The city is called Delhi of Dilwale Ki for a certain reason.
But there's one place where Delhi has not been kind, and that is Delhi summers. Delhi summers have either been hot or very hot, but there's always been one respite. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, area director. When I was a little toddler, and I could not even speak properly. I had a speech impediment. I could not speak words clearly. But there was one noise which made me scream one thing very loudly. The noise was pom, 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 pom. Almost every afternoon on our streets, there'll be a hawker strolling around with a white and blue card. And I knew what it was. And with my speech impediment, I used to speak it constantly. I will eat, I will eat. The little person knew that the ice cream vendor was out in the streets and I wanted it. I was craving for it. Those were wonderful days. The only confusion in my life I had was between cups and cones. I had to pick either one of them. I remember the choice I had was either have the vanilla cup directly or that vanilla cup goes into that orange cone and have that. One of these two options. Simpler line. Those were my daily routine during the time I was growing up, little kid. As I grew up, going to this very major milestone in my life, nursery, I started to explore with food. The ice cream vendors started to know what PR means. They started to know what ad campaigns means. And each and every vendor had a big board on that. That board was of something called as Choco Bar. The first time I saw it, had that amazing view of dark brown colored, small bite of it, and white gooey center inside it. In retrospect, I thought that was defined me. Because now even I feel that I have been a dark, hard shelled person, but a soft, gooey, creepy interior inside. Aren't many of us like that? Just a hard exterior, but a very soft, nice person. We all are Chocobar in our very own respect, isn't it? There's a little person defined it. If Delhi's winters were hot and Delhi summers were hot and bad, I have one more thing to tell you. My maternal grandparents' home. Do you know where it was?
Kashmir,
Any other guess apart from Kashmir?
Rajasthan.
Yes, hang on. If Delhi wasn't hot enough, my maternal grandparents' home was in a city called Ajmer in Rajasthan. And in every summer vacations, my mother used to take me there. I don't know how it will survive Delhi summers, but I was in summers of Rajasthan, totally dry. Now, my grandfather was a strict man. He was there. You can't get anything just by you want it. You can be as stubborn as you want. You will get something only when you deserve it. And in those streets, the voice I was hearing was slightly different. It had gone from bom, 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 bom to ting, 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 ting. Because on those streets, during afternoon, there was a kulfi vendor who will stroll around. And yes, I craved for that. It wasn't just the vanilla and chocobar and everything. Yes, there was a slight Indian inside me who was craving for kulfi. There's a slight Desi self within me who was craving for those kulfis as well. But how can I have it? My Nanaji was strict on this. You need to finish your tore, you need to finish your bangan ka bharta, you need to finish your, I don't know what all they made in Rajasthan, but you need to finish those vegetables before you can even have a bite. I learned that it will be hard and tough to get what you really want. And those kulfis dripped in rose syrup. Wow, that nostalgia can never be unbeaten. I remember it every summers going over there, having those kulfis in this. If you feel that having ice cream in summers is good, ice cream in winters is way better. Now, this is when I was 13 years old, a rebel in itself, like a teenager. Yes. Why should I just obey all the rules? I should just go beyond the static and do something different. And ice cream in winters was my rebel without a cause. I would have gone there and enjoyed that. Now, this was a time when Delhi did not have AQI, not even any level, just did not have any AQI. Winters were clean. There was very nice fog all around it. You still could not see anywhere outside, but it wasn't smoke, and you would love it. And me and my friend would go on our evening strolls. It would be foggy, wintry, cold, really chilly. We'll go around various places. We'll go to the commercial complexes which are around our areas, try to find out really high vantage points from where we can just look and stroll, shakes at people, everything possible. And for that, we need an accompaniment. Now, remember having any kind of softie, be it from McDonald's soft swirl or even any other one. Do you know the last worst part about it? There's no cream left in the last bite. Everything is gone. But inventors do not stop inventing. And one of the major inventions was made when quality walls released for Netto that time. And that had a little chocolate piece right in the end as well. So it'll ensure that your last bite also goes really well. And you merge all of it, Delhi winters, with that chocolate ice cream, followed by the last bite. The last bite. Enjoy, savor till the last. The love keeps going on. Do you know the worst thing you can have with your first job? Money. Because when you have money, you will spend it recklessly. Think of your first job. When you first put your chances, all your money, you can do whatever you want with it. And that's when I was in Hyderabad. I was exploring new places, new items, new things. And that's where I realized ice cream from store is too common. I'm way beyond that. And that's when I went to a place called a creamery. That was my first experience of a creamery. I remember it's called Cold Stone Creameries, common in Hyderabad, everywhere. It was in Jubilee Hills, middle of the night. I think it was 10 p.m. or something. I went over there. I asked them for a simple scoop of my favorite fun, which a flavor which I saw in front of me. I did not know at that time the person behind the counter was not a server. He was an artist. He took out two spatulas in his hand. He got the ice cream on the table and just doing like Himati chef, spattering it around here, there, and just was wondering what is happening. And if I wasn't wondered enough, if I wasn't surprised enough, he made a round out of it, took it up, put it in the air, and just put it on a cup and just. I was dazzled. Why wasn't ice cream served to me like this throughout my life? Why am I eating like this? This is how ice cream should have been served to almost everyone. And he handed it over. Now remember in the beginning, I asked you to close your eyes to be thankful for. You know what you have to be thankful for? You're thankful to all our ancient individuals who invented ice cream. You don't think about them, no, don't you? We are too selfish. We just think about ourselves. We think about our petty jobs. We think about our mental health. We think about our inability to lose weight. Last one was me, but all the others was you. You are thinking about that, but you don't think about when was ice cream invented, right? Good old days, 500, 600 BCs or something. There was something called ice, not ice cream, but just ice lollies. Because at that time, dairy was not as common. So ice was just mixed with some sort of sugar syrup, honey, fruit juices, etc. And people were having it in surface. Yes, goes that back. Way back to Egyptian civilizations around that time when you will have ice candies in that front, or whichever thing you used to call them, in their in their own scriptures. It wasn't until 1200s when Europeans started colonizing the world and going exploring places where they elaborated. And you won't be able to believe the origins. Marco Polo, while moving from China to Italy, that's when he brought this recipe, a cream-based dessert that would go on to call your famous gelato. That's where the origin lies. Marco Polo, we heard so much things, so many things about him, but we never heard he is the one who brought the basics of ice cream all the way from China, which we kind of could not believe, from China to Italy. And that's when it started. And then it started growing up all across the world until 1900 when American capitalization just took it to a further level, made it, put it in boxes, and served it in front of you. They added the ice, they added the cream, and they added the most dreadful thing which we can think of as an adult. They added sugar in it. I was 30 years old that time, and hitting 30 is one of the major milestones because then we realize something else in our life as well. Our metabolism has died out, if not anything else. I was in Orlando Studios, Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. The first time I went, and I was there for vacation, so I've been eating everything left, right, and center. And I went to one of the stores, and they had this thing called non-dairy, lactose tolerant, sugar-free ice cream. And I thought, why not? I'm 30 years old, I should focus on my health. I have that ice cream. This was the worst thing I put in my mouth. Even if I've had parwal ki sabzi, spinach sabzi, tori sabzi. This is the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth. A dairy-free, sugar-free, whatever thing that was, diluting itself to be as an ice cream. That was it last time ever. I'll not have that. I'll do whatever it takes, but not have that ice cream. However, or no, you should not call it ice cream. However, we learn different things. And I found out there are alternates. And thanks to dark chocolates, thanks to dark chocolate ice cream that I can control my sugar and continue to have ice cream. Throughout all these years and throughout the story, you would have seen one thing remained common. But things keep changing. Aren't people like that? Raise your hand if you have ever been asked by someone or you have said someone, don't ever change. If you have ever told someone or someone has told you, don't ever change. But that won't happen. People will change. You will change. People you said these things to, they will change. But just like ice cream, people are like that. No matter how much they change, how much they evolve through years and years, in essence, they can remain same. Your friends for 15, 20 years, your friends from 10 more years, you feel they are different, but are they really? It's life is making them do or think of all these items, what they are, becoming what they are evolving, but their essence will remain same to you. In this way, you can find that out. They're just like those ice cream, from those vanilla cups to these sugar-free chocolate ice creams. Yes, they are there with you. And I feel if you give that chance, you will realize you will continue to enjoy them, even if your old friends continue to change. Very recently, I moved to Bangalore, and I have not explored Taza Tindi. I have not explored many of the restaurants in HSR, but I've already been to Corner House, I've already been to Polar Bear, and I've already been to Milano. And I just have one recommendation for you, Bangalore. Death by chocolate should not have vanilla in it. It should be chocolate ice cream. Mr. Toastmaster.
Now we can take a 5 minute break and you know, Muzammil, Muzammil is a leader. Yeah. Now we can come back from the break. Let's restart again. Nancy, can you allow me to share my screen?
You can share your screen.
I'm getting an error. You cannot share start screen while the other participant is sharing.
Okay, fine, sir. Now you can. पीछे पैनल बैठा है
Okay, let's again come back to the fundraising journey. Let's simplify the fundraising journey into a three Bangalore style stages. First stage is bootstrapping. What is that? You are working from home, you are using your own saving, and the question you ask yourself, do I believe in myself? Okay. Then you move to the next stage, which is called seed funding. In this stage, you move into a like co-working space and you ask question from yourself that does the problem really exist? In first stage, first thing that you identify the problem that okay, this problem which you are going to solve it. In the seed funding stage, now you have identified the problem, but this problem really exists means that can you scale it? The next stage, which is called growth funding. In this stage, now you will be start hiring, you will be preparing your metrics, spreadsheet, and now the question will become, can this scale sustainably? Which means that your idea, initially you have started with a small thing, you have now started, you are scaling, and each stage demand a different story. Okay, now investor may say that they will invest in idea, but quietly they invest in people before product. A strong team can fix a weak idea, but a weak team can destroy your great idea. Second point that investor will think about, which is market, whether your brilliant idea can solve a teeny problem or whether you can scale to the at a market level. Third stage is traction. Even a small number of paying user speaks louder than the your 100 slides. So if you were an investor, which one would you choose first? Whether you choose the team, whether you choose the market or the traction. See, every great pitch, like every great speech, answer these five questions. What problem are you solving? Why now? Why you? How much money needed? And why we trust you? Even one is unclear, the belief system breaks. Many Bangalore founders spend 10 minutes explaining the feature, but 0 minute explaining why not. Fundraising is not about impressing the investor. It's all about whether investor don't fund the complexity. They need clarity. Now, next is traction. It's a silent applause. You have user, you have revenue, you have partnership. They already say that already others believe in me and timing matters. Raise too early, you sound naive. Raise too late, you sound desperate. So, just like speeches, timing determines credibility. Now, I will move to the next section, which is our table topic section. And the table topic section will be headed by none other than our secretary, Ankur Viskarma. Ankur Vishwakarma is an entrepreneur and a computer science engineer who seamlessly blends technology with business while he thrives at the intersection of innovation and enterprise. His true calling lies in animal welfare. Ankur is deeply committed to improving the lives of animals and driving lasting, meaningful change in their well-being. Well, I will welcome Ankur Viskarma.
When we think of leaders or office bearers, we think whenever they are somewhere, they are always with some script or they are always prepared, isn't it? But in real world, nothing happens according to the script. It's the sudden moments. Some happened with me today before the meeting. I was invited in the formals and I forgot about it. And I reached and I went back and came back in formals rushing. And then I didn't have my topics prepared. While I was preparing the topics, one of the members messages me that we need help with some document. And while I was juggling with that document, I was just thinking, this is what Toastmasters prepares us for. And for such impromptu thinking, we have table topic session. And in this table topic session, I have a list of topics which I'll share with a volunteer on which they will have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. Green card will be raised at 1 minute. Yellow card would be raised at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card would be raised at 2 minutes. Each speaker will have a grace period of 30 seconds. With that, let's start the most exciting table topic session. For the first table topic, I would like to invite Toastmaster Rajnikant on the stage.
Question.
Thank you, Professor.
Toastmaster Rajni, your topic is think of your favorite movie or book character who holds a position of power. Example, Tony Stark, Dumbledore, or any superhero. Who is it? And would you actually want to work for them? Think of your favorite movie or a book character who holds a position of power. Who is it? And would you actually want to work for them?
Thank you, Toastmaster, and for a wonderful topic. Yep. Basically, I'm a movie lover and I have some of the favorite heroes. And out of all the favorite heroes, Superstar Rajnikant is my all-time favorite. Not only for the name that I have, but the charisma, the grace he has. I don't forget the movie that I have watched during my intermediate and engineering time. One such movie, The Nursing Home, if I can bring about. When he's on the stage, the vibes that audience has and how they are shouting and how they are whispering, how they are praying, how they are roaring, all this, you all have that vibes, that goosebump situation for most of them. You feel like however he handles the situation, however he talks, how he narrates or anything, you feel like you wanted to be associated with this kind of a thing, the member, a leader who would help us to thrive, who would help us to grow, who would take us to next level in any means. This is something I always cherish. And not only that movie character, in a personal life also, the way he talks, even when it comes to a humor generation also, he talks that a humor just come in. I will take one example during the audio function of N. where he said that he was praising Aishwarya Rai for acting next to him, which is just something, but the way he generated. So, and also action sequences also, you can't imagine how someone can act So I always cherish watching his movies, enjoy the movies even multiple times, and the kind of wishing that okay, I would like to be part of such things. Thanks for the wonderful topic, it was Master Uncle.
Toastmaster Rajni wants to work in the team of Rajnikant. And next, I would like to choose someone from the online audience, and I have Ashwini's hand up. Can we please spotlight her? Ashwini, your topic is we have all had a manager who wasn't great. What is one thing you learned not to do as a leader from a bad boss? We had all had a manager who wasn't great. What is one thing you learned not to do as a leader from a bad boss?
Manager is also human at the end of the day, isn't it? And we all humans definitely have flaws. And why do we hate our managers so much? I'm still not able to figure out. Is my voice audible, clear? Okay, great. So, about my managers, with this as a background now, if I start talking, all negative things might not look good, but let me take up the things that I've learned from them, right? So, me coming from a small town, I did not know how corporate works. I did not have a elder brother or sister who would say this is how the corporate politics would be, and you have to be aware of so and so things, and the way you communicate. I was like, my job, I have a job and I have to give full justice to it. And I did not really care about what others think and what politics comes along. But you cannot skip it. You will be dragged into politics even if you are not interested into it or whatever. So what I really learned from my manager with handling this situation is she was very particular and understanding both the sides. She did not take one side thinking, Ashwini, okay, this is your mistake, and you should have been better. She always got all the team members together and understood all of their views and came to a conclusion which was kind of okay or favorable to everyone. You can't be favorable to one person or make sure the other person is. So this is one skill that I picked up from her, where communication is the key. If you can communicate well with everyone and understand what exactly is the problem, and then you're there, and as a manager it is definitely a difficult job to satisfy everyone. So just make sure you work as a team, and at the end of the day everything falls in the place. So with that, I'll hand it over to you, table topic master.
Thank you. Where the world doesn't like the managers, Ashwini finds a way to learn from them. Next table topic is for Toastmaster Shashank. Toastmaster Shashank, your topic is imagine you have been promoted to the CEO position of a major company today. What is the first thing you do when you walk into your new office? Imagine you have been promoted to the CEO position of a major company today. What is the very first thing you do when you walk into your new office?
The first thing I would do at my new office as a CEO would be the last time I walk into that office as a CEO, because I would encourage all of them to start working from home. I will tell you why. It's been 4 years since I'm married. First 2 years was when my wife was actually traveling to office, and in that case, I still remember she used to leave at 7 in the morning. She used to come back at 8 in the evening. And when I actually asked her about the productivity, she said, I hardly work for 4 hours. So when all you have to do is work for 4 hours in a day, why do you travel for 4 hours in a day just to work for 4 hours and take a break of 4 hours? I hear, because I don't go to corporates, I don't go to a company to work, but I hear from people who work at corporates that you go at 10, for example, at 11:30 you take a break for 15 minutes. At 12:30 you take an early lunch break, come back at 2:30. And then at 3:30 you take a coffee break, and then you take a walk around the campus, and then at 5 you leave. When all you're doing is work for 4 hours. Why do you have to waste your 4 hours of your day just to travel and be stuck in traffic? But the second half of her journey, when she was at home, I realized if she logs in at 9:30 in the morning and she has to log out at 6:30 in the evening, she has lunch in front of the laptop, she has coffee tea in front of the laptop. Only time she goes away from the laptop, steps away from the laptop, is when she has to take a break or use the restroom. I actually saw a productivity increase tremendously because you think when you're at home we can't work, but it's actually the opposite. I've seen it firsthand. And then actually sometimes I have to tell my wife, you know what, you actually leave home. You don't stay at home. Make sure you get work from office because you're not spending time with me in that case. You're always in front of the laptop. Right. So as a CEO, if I have to analyze the situation, I will make sure if I have to increase the productivity, I will make sure all the employees work from home. It's not a toastmaster setting where we have to come here, use the stage, speak, and get better. As the CEO, if the work is done, I'm happy. So that is the first thing I will do. Start work from home, convert the 4 hours of non-productive travel time, make sure you work in that time. Thank you very much.
Finally, we have a CEO who is not calling us office 3 to 5 days a week. With that, do I have any online volunteers? We have Sanjay. Sanjay, your topic is heavy is the head that wears the crown. Do you think that leadership is a burden or it is a privilege? Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Do you think that leadership is a burden or is it a privilege?
So leadership is a privilege from where I see, right? Because everyone gets an opportunity to kind of shape future of others. It's not only shaping a future of self, but it's also shaping the future of others. So, and I'll give you example, right? As an employee, is there an echo? Sorry, somewhere. Okay. As an employee, you only shape your destiny mostly. When you're team lead, you shape a destiny of few people. But when you become a leader, you can shape a destiny of a firm which is much larger in shape. So I think one of the things that I've seen in my experience, as you grow in the leadership journey ladder, you kind of help everyone and think from their angle, right? Mostly what we do as in when we are individual contributor, we think from our own angle, like what works for us, what doesn't work for us, whether I want to go to office, to the link to the previous topic, or whether I want to stay from home. And everyone has their own preferences, right? But when you are a leader, you have to think from most of us as a team, and how do you achieve as a common goal. So that's where I can say it's a privilege, not a burden at all. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjay. It is truly correct, right? If we are at a position where we can just not grow ourselves, but also add value to somebody else's lives, that's where our leadership shines. With that, I move to the next table topic. Do we have any volunteers from the room? Any volunteers online?
You pick and choose.
Okay.
Online we have Malvi.
Malati
Yeah,
is there?
I can take it out.
Malati, your topic is you are given $1 billion to start a foundation to fix one world problem. You are the chairwoman. Which problem do you tackle first? You are given $1 billion to start a foundation to fix one world problem. You are the chairwoman. Which problem do you tackle first?
Okay. I would like to have education to all, irrespective of the state of the person. I want education to be given to all the people basic education needs to be given to all of them. That would be that would be my if I would tackle to solve that problem, because I feel if we give education to everyone, they will know what needs to be done to improve their own life and to people who are around them. So that should be the first thing, that we need to make sure that everyone gets education, and to think in a right way. Education is needed to think in a right way. That is the main reason. We know what is right, what is wrong based on our education. So if that is done, all other problems can be solved. We can, whatever we see, all the social imbalance or social problems, anything, right? Even from the hygiene point of view, from all problems can be resolved if basic education is given to everyone. Maybe there will be, the reasons on not all the people are not privileged to get that. So as a society, if we are able to give that, I would like to take that as a main thing to solve. If I can do anything, that I would like to do that. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Madhu. I feel yes, if we solve the education problem, we solve certain things from the root, right? If we keep the people educated, really educated, not just going to schools or colleges, they understand the gravity of certain situations, from wasting water to using fuel a lot. So yes, education would be a really good problem to solve. However, I don't know if $1 million solves it or not. Good take, Toastmaster Malvi. Now, can we have any participant from the room? Nancy, you want to take one? Nancy, since you have been the office bearer for a long time, I have this table topic for you. Why do people volunteer for responsibility even when there is no paycheck involved? Why do people volunteer for responsibility even when there is no paycheck involved?
This is one thing that me and the club president, we have been constantly talking about amongst ourselves, that accountability as a principle that doesn't involve any paycheck. If today you're not given any paycheck and you are accountable here, coming here every week and attending the meeting without any rewards involved, if you're coming here taking up a responsibility where you know it might make a difference or you might learn something, but no reward, a tangible reward is involved, you will be accountable in places where there is a reward involved. So it doesn't matter whether you get a paycheck or not, accountability stays with you. So that is where I always felt that people who say that, oh, I want to be a DTM, that is the reason I want to take up speechcraft coordinator role. I've run so many batches of these. The one who says this to me, that's a clear no-no. That's a clear no-no always. I'll be like, okay, first you take up a mentor role, experience what a speechcraft coordinator does. Then you will probably know what you need to do when you are a speechcraft coordinator. Before that, just experience and be there. And people who stay, they grow and they actually don't do it for DTM. People who don't stay, they just leave and they're like, okay, Nancy, maybe next time I don't have time for the mentor role. You don't have time for the mentor role, but you have time for the coordinator role. How ironical, isn't that? So that's one belief I always test people on, and being in a position of an office bearer. But at the same time, that belief I carry at my work, and I have seen the same set of people who are accountable here carrying the same set of accountability as a principle, as a moral in their office space as well. So that's my experience.
I learn accountability from DDM Nancy in every meeting. For example, one time I said that I would be taking care of the setup that we have for this hybrid meeting. And then she said, why haven't you taken care of it? Like, why didn't the meeting happen physically? And I said, people weren't joining me. She said, that is not accountability. Accountability is that you should have called the people who could have come there to help you rather than banking on me to give you the people. That is real accountability. And many more examples I learned from her. So a very nice take from DTM Nancy, being the office bearer. Next, can we have a volunteer online?
We have Krishna Prasad Rao, the last one.
Okay.
I mean, they're online.
Toastmaster Krishna Prasad Rao, would you be fine taking the table topic?
Hi. It's the first time I'm joining, so and I joined a little late because but I'll go ahead with it. Yeah.
Okay. So just for the rules, Toastmaster, you can speak for 1 minute to 2 minutes with 30 seconds grace period. Green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes. Okay. Are you good? Yes. Tell us about a time you had to take charge of a situation, a family trip, a group project, an emergency, simply because no one else was doing it. Tell us about a time you had to take charge of a situation, a family trip, a group project, an emergency, simply because no one else was doing it. Or you?
Yeah, sure. So just a little bit of background about myself. I am KP Rao. I work for Accenture as a senior manager. So there we have a lot of projects that come up all of a sudden, right? So one such project came up, and there was like I was already working on another project. I was working almost 100% on it, and then there was this client project which was very critical. So we will call it like where we had to identify fuel retailers which are in danger of closing because of the demand in electric vehicles. This is for the US. So what happened was I had to quickly decide that who is going to take the current role in what I am doing right now with the current project, and how can I actually get all the resources and get started on this critical project, which had some tight deadlines and a lot of data crunching to be done. So I have my network. I mean, I've been with Accenture for some time, so I have a good network of people. I have in my position as a senior managers, I have groomed analysts, consultants, as well as managers. The way I operate is I give them the power to make their own decisions. And then whenever there is some kind of guidance needed, I jump in and I help them so that they can get the credit. And if there is any blame or anything fails, I'm there to take care of it. So I had this team member manager who was very good and since I had given him the authority to work on projects and he had the autonomy, so he could quickly step into the role of leading the project while I could just spend 5 or 10% of my time. And then what I did was I had to get onto this project, get all the resources together, guide the people. So to get that, so there's a lot of moving parts happening. We need to make sure the infrastructure is there. We need to make sure we get the right skill sets. We need to make sure all the data is coming from that. So all of that required a lot of coordination. And why I again hired somebody. When I say hired, I got in a resource from a different team who was available, made sure that I guide him, and then started let him take charge of the project. So what happens is, in this case, what I did was I guide people and then let them do their jobs. So where I'm able to just provide them with thought leadership as well as so guide them when things are needed, but don't do a micromanagement. And that way they are learning, they are growing up, as well as I get to do multiple things and get more projects into my team. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
We often face, as I said, when I started. The world doesn't run on a script. So there are often places where you have to get in when there nobody is taking responsibility. That's what leaders do. With that, I end my table topic session and hand the stage back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ankur. Now we'll move to the next part of our session, which is evaluation of the speeches, prepared speeches, and table topic speeches. Our first evaluator is DTM Nancy Goel, who will be evaluating the speaker DTM Nitin Pathak. Nancy Goel is a district director and partner at Practive Consulting Training LLP, a vibrant consulting and training services company, which serves MSME, non-profit, and corporates across India. She has more than 10 years of entrepreneurial experiences and a strong expertise in business intelligence and data analytics. Nancy is the charter president of the Gabbys and currently serving as a VP education of the Gabbys. Now I will hand over the stage to our VP and people.
Am I audible till the last?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Who would have imagined that there could be a speech on ice cream? For someone who dressed up as an ice cream today, delivered an 18 to 22-minute speech on ice cream. I was just wondering, when will I get a cornetto? That was the kind of visual imagery he created through the words that he used in his speech. The kind of interest he generated in the audience, while I noticed that everybody else who was sitting here, they were either licking their lips or they were imagining the ice cream, at least one flavor or one type of cone they had imagined. I see the audience nodding here as well. So that was the impact of the speech on the audience. The objective of the speech was to generate humor, and we saw that there was humor sprinkled in the speech at certain places where, whether we are talking about that I pitchik, or we are talking about certain places where we were imagining the ice cream. So yes, the humor was there, the story was there. What I loved further in the speech was there was information, whether it's Marco Polo coming from a certain place to Italy. I forgot the place, but yes, he brought that flavor for us. And we also got some information about Nitin, our target speaker's favorite ice creams and the ones that he didn't like either. He also not only talked about ice cream, but also walked us through different places, whether it's Delhi, Ajmer, Jubilee Hills, Hyderabad, Orlando, Florida, and then here in Bangalore. So this is what I can collect from the speech. Now, it was a keynote speech where we were looking for some sort of message, and the message did come. The message came how all of us changed the way ice cream changed. Here's my recommendation for you, Nitin. When there's a long speech and you want to bind the audience for this long, the message needs to come in early. You need to tell people why they're listening to this ice cream story for this long. Or rather, reduce the ice cream story, bring in the information, start with the information, then bring in your experience and then the message. Somewhere we felt that disconnection, because I was like, why am I listening to this? Why am I listening to this? What's in it for me? The whip room concept. That was missing till the very end, until I heard that, okay, this is what he meant. Another thing I felt in your speech was the hesitation. I think it was probably you were underprepared, or probably the stage or the area. It's always good to come and practice a little early so that you are familiarized with the area and then you deliver the speech. So the hesitation in the voice, the hesitation whether the jokes will land, the hesitation in walking around, everything will reduce. So these are my two recommendations for you. Prepare a little more in advance and try to bring in the message early. Apart from this, I think we all enjoyed a very good ice cream flavor in our imagination when we closed our eyes and thought of what we are grateful for. Thank you so much.
Thank you, DTM, Nancy Goyal. Now I will move to the next evaluation part, which is table topic evaluation. And our table topic evaluator will be evaluating the table topic session, which is Chatra Lakshminarayan. She is a compliance lawyer at Moray Global and a professional Kathak dancer whenever she can steal a moment. She is a bird watcher and a proud mother of a beautiful newborn daughter who has joined her lively crew alongside Newton and Leo. She comes from a Yes Raj movie family and is a happily married to a cricketer who has not given up on turning her into a six-hitter. Now I will hand over the stage to our table topic evaluator, Chatra Lakshminarayan.
No, it's not working.
It's not working.
Am I audible?
To the online audience.
To the online audience, am I audible? Perfect. So, table topic master Ankur, he's not around. Under our themes and topics that was given today, believe me, it ignited a fundraising situations. That's how strong it was, electrifying it was. Thank you for that. So let me go by each of the speakers that who spoke today. Starting off with a person just impressed me with his name, Mr. Rajnikant. What a name that is. You get all the 5 marks just for that. And it's just not for that. Thank you for keeping the topic, sticking to the topic and speaking using the prep prompts. I did see that you had a point saying who was the person that you liked the most, and you referred to your name, which was easy for us to connect. Followed by that, you did explain why did you want to connect to that particular person, and then you did restate with several instances as to what is what, and then you logically finished as to how you connecting it. And while you logically finished all of that, I did see a lot of emotions being played there too, which was very nice and interesting, which let us easily connect. So that was great. Well, one thing that I would be much more happier would maybe you could have ended it with a dialogue. You like how you started with Narsimha to be the starting and saying we were all picturizing the entire movie just went by under 30 seconds for me. You could have ended it with a dialogue of Rajnikant because you're a fan, you'd be easily be able to pick one. It would have been more impactful, is what I would say, but otherwise, possible. Followed by that would be Ashwini. Ashwini, I would say, was very, the way she started off, the way she sounds was so warm. Thank you, Ashwini, for bringing that warm tone whenever you speak, which was led us to settle. And it is not very frightening that, okay, because the topic is about manager, that now you're going to startle and then you're thinking twice before you answer. It was nice that you had a very positive outlook about the topic. And while you were having this positive outlook, I think you stepped a little over there and you kind of got lost with the topic. The topic given to you was what would be the one thing that you might not want to follow from a manager, but I think your manager seems to be a very nice person. You were lost in her and you were talking endlessly about her, saying how nice she is, how nice she is. I wish I have that manager too, but set aside what the topic is, and I do have a nice manager, to be honest. She is my mentor and amazing personality. I wish I have more persons like how you spoke and meet the person that you were speaking to. But my point being, make sure that you stick to the topic, give heed to what is being told to you, and set aside that the way you presented, irrespective of what the topic was, amazing. Kudos to you. And the next person being Shashank. walk like a CEO, to be honest, before even the topic was given to you, dressed like one. So it was very convincing with your outlook, first and foremost, when you presented the topic. And it was the entire stature, your body posture, of the tone, the crisp tone that you opted out, and your reasoning for it were all right intact. The reason being, the moment the topic given to you, CEO, what would you first thing that you would do when you walk into the office? You spoke like one. It was quite convincing. And the reason that you opted was also very convincing because we're all longing for it. And thank you so much for being a kind CEO such as that. Maybe one more thing that I would want to say is a little of hand gestures and postures and change in the would bring a more momentum. And already the words that you chose were fearless and electrifying. It would have created more impact is what I felt in this. But otherwise, great the way you delivered. It was awesome. The next person who spoke was Sanjay. Sanjay, I would say I like the way you started off, Sanjay. To be very honest, it was amazing, is what I would say. You were simple and very well crafted when you spoke. You just started off by answering the question given to you by saying yes. I would choose. There were two elements given to you, whether it's a boon or a bane. You chose whether it's a boon or a bane. And then you said how leadership is a heavy lifting. And you had a very thought provoking approach by saying, of course, it is. And if one has to choose the path has its purpose and why you have to stick to the purpose and how to go about it. And you also thought about bringing about the differentiation by bringing the IC role into play as an individual contributor and started speaking about how one should have a holistic view about things. So, yes, you did have a start. You had a subject in it, you had a hook, and then you had your right closures. My suggestion would be a 2-3 more prongs to your situation that you were trying to explain. With an example, would have elevated your speech, but otherwise, kudos, amazing the way you delivered it. I would say your entire speech was sharp and logic. You had the pause power play, and your voice tone was so good, and it was easily convincing. Malati, do I have? Okay. Malati, I like the idea that you were trying to float with the $1 billion. It was amazing, and I did not think that you would stick to education still to be a topic because pretty much everybody does speak about education and everything. But you were so convincing when you chose the topic as how education is important, how it brings about independence and helps people to differentiate between good and bad, and how would you do that? That was the biggest question. If you could have answered, how would you do that with the 1 billion given to you as a women in chair? That would have been amazing because I already saw that vibe in you that you're going to do it. If given a $1 billion at this moment, it was so convincing that you spoke. You had just had one or two pointers as to how you're going to execute it. It would have been amazing. And then Nancy Goel, I think the word was amazing that you started off by saying accountability. Bang on the question that was given to you. Why would you volunteer when something there's no paycheck? Question in itself was so thought provoking and needed at R is what I felt it is because we're all there getting instilled and everything. And it was so purposeful. Thank you for reinstating the fact that we are here for a purpose and cause. And people have to stick to the purpose, and the purpose is the pay. And accountability is going to be one of the elements which will get you to the pay. The pay is nothing but sticking to your purpose and why you want to do certain things. So that was nice the way you spoke, Nancy. I think I have, like I said, whatever I said to Mr. Rajnikant, it was really good. Something similar is what I would say to you. Quite convincing, and like how I told for Sanjay, yours too was had a purpose, had you played with the purpose, and then you closed it very well. Maybe an example of you didn't say an example of how how it is important for person to stay with the purpose. It would be nice you could give the contrary example also how it so that we had both situations. Okay, one good situations and a bad situations for us to understand it better. But otherwise, it was great, amazing. And then Krishna Prasad Rao, thank you for introducing yourself. That was needed an hour because I did not know you. And the quick 1 minute, under a few seconds introduction of yourself, who you are, made us realize what is your position. Believe me, that added value to the question which was given to you, which how you would handle a situation when such a tight situations and you have to take certain difficult decisions, and how you would barge into and get it. Now, because you explained who you are and what authority you hold and which organization you work to, we were very easily able to picturize when you were talking to us and letting us know how you are connected with a lot of networks in the organization, how important control plays there and how you opted to choose control, how you started resonating with a couple of elements, and how critical decisions were taken. All of that was able to easily understand because of this reason. Vocal variety was amazing. I like the way you sound. So this is my report and evaluation. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much, Pushpa. Like beautifully and smartly dressed. The way you're taking it forward is also true. Over to you. And to Ankur, thank you for the talk.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Now I will request our timer, Sri Lakshmi, to share the timing report with us.
So in terms of the timer report for today, we had the first speaker, who's Nitin Patil, 3:30 p.m. And there is a disqualification there because the time was around 14 minutes. And with respect to all the table topics, all of them are qualified except one speaker, Toastmaster Krishna Prasad Rao, where the time limit was above time, which is 2 minutes 55 seconds. And in terms of evaluation, TDM has to go disqualified. At the right.
Now I will go back to our theme, fundraising. Well, so great founders in Bangalore don't pitch once. They share updates, they meet time to time, they build trust and stay visual. Because fundraising is not a transaction, it's a relationship. Just like Toastmaster. Credibility goes time to time, meeting by meeting. Well, fundraising is not a goal, it's a responsibility. Every rupees raised is a promise to customer, promise to investor, and promise to yourself to build the product honestly, grow responsibly, and communicate transparently. So, today, as a Toastmaster of the day, I invite you to listen closely because every speech is a pitch not for money but for belief. And belief is the most valuable currency of all. Thank you. Now I will hand over the stage to our presiding officer, our president, DTM Saurabh.
Is this working? Hello? Is it working? Hello, hello. That is not working. I don't know. No? Yes. Then I think we can do without this. Hello, 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 hello. Working. It's working, huh? Okay. Rajnikant said yes, it is working. Rajni said it's working as well. Okay, thank you. Our customers of the day, you can take your seat. You're standing for the entire duration of this meeting. Can we have a big round of applause for our outstanding Toastmaster of the day? Thank you so much, Pushpa. You're looking good. Okay, So today we have a very special day because we have got the installation ceremony which happened, and there is a good friend of mine who uh, has joined us today for the installation ceremony. Our division director, Toastmasters Session World. Request Shashank to please come on stage. So Shashank is the division director, Division B, District 92, and he has joined our meeting today on my request. And yes, Shashank, all yours. Please do feel free to share your thoughts. 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Saurav, for the invitation. It's always a pleasure to be here. And again, it's a special day today because we had the installation of the newly elected executive committee of the term for January to June 2026. And I feel honored and proud to stand here in front of you. This is such an amazing club, as distinguished Mr. Saurav also mentioned in his acceptance speech, if I may use that. We have a lot of people who are from diverse domains, different domains. We have doctors, we have chartered accountants, we have founders, we have professionals, and this makes this club so vibrant. Right? We come across people from all walks of life, and that is what makes this club so special. And every day there is something new to learn when you attend this meeting. So that is what makes it a great club. And congratulations to all the members and the executive committee for driving this club for the last 6 years and taking it to the level where it is today. Sometimes people say if it's a 4, 5, 6-year-old club, people call it a new club. But what you have built here is a legacy already. We can call it a legacy club already because of the accomplishments, the achievements you have already made, the champions you have produced, the leaders you have produced. I think it is no less than a legacy club in itself. So great job done to all the members on that. To the executive committee, I know we'll have a lot of challenges, low attendance, members not turning up, but a leader is born, a leader's mindset is checked when things are not going in the right direction. And that is where we actually see the leadership potential in us and the newer leaders as well. I think the division leadership, the area director is here. I think the entire district is behind the club. I think we can help you. We will help you in whatever you can so that you achieve all your goals. I know you don't need the district to achieve your goals, but we are there to just help you, to just be or stand next to you, stand alongside you so that we reach the goals together. Because when the club achieves the goals, the area gets the credit. When the areas achieve the goals, the division gets the credit. And when the division achieves the goals, the district gets the credit, right? So when all of us work together, I think that is when all of us can achieve all our goals together. But an important message to all the members here. While the executive committee does the honorary job, as distinguished Toastmaster Nancy also mentioned, they're accountable. This job is honorary job. They do it to help others grow. I think the commitment from the members also is to be made a note of here. Make sure you attend the meetings in person. Make sure you help the executive committee performing their jobs well. Because the executive committee is here to help all the members grow. While there may not be significant take for the leaders here, the executive committee members here, their responsibility is to make sure all the members grow. Each executive committee role is designed to help the members itself. While they take the credit for being the leader, but it's the members who will get the benefit. But what can the members do in return? Help the executive committee in all stages of the meetings and the entire term. Make sure you are present here, make sure you take up roles, make sure you volunteer wherever you can. And when there is someone not available, make sure you step up as well. Because remember, today's member is tomorrow's leader. So let us try to groom a lot of members here who can be the next leaders of the club and who can take the mantle of the club forward as well. Because being in the executive committee of a club like this is not a joke. It's a privilege as well. So make sure you also step up, take up associate roles, make sure you are there. Right? I want to end with a small message here. Leadership is not about your term and what you achieved as a term as a leader, but what impact you had on others. Because people may not remember the 6 months of the term of yours as a secretary or a VP or president, but how did you touch others' lives? I think that is what people remember. So make sure all the committee members work towards that, leave something behind so that people remember you for what you did during the term. I think With that, I'm sure all of you will do a great job. We are there to support you. We are there to work with you, work alongside you so that all of us can achieve our goals easily. Congratulations to the executive committee. I'm sure you guys will have a great term ahead. And as DTM sir also mentioned, this is going to be the last term as District 92. We will be moving to different districts, and let us end this district with a bang. Make sure we get or we become at least distinguished district or club at least to begin with, and let us end with a bang. That, thank you very much. It was an honor. It's an honor being here. Back to distinguished Toastmaster. So I also have a couple of small token of gratitude from the district to be given to the members of the Gabbys. Last term, we had an award called the Sponsor Champion Award, and 3 members of the Gabbys and the Gabbys Online have won this award. So I would first call up the first person from the Gabbys, distinguished Toastmaster Saurav, who won the Sponsor Champion Grand Slam Award. It's a small token of gratitude from the district side. So can I invite DTM Saurav for it? I would next call on the second winner of the Grand Slam, Sponsor Champion Grand Slam Award, and this goes to distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goel. Round of applause, please. Round of applause. You. No pictures. Thank you very much. We also have one more memento to Toastmaster Renu Kaushal, who is from the Gabbys Online Advanced Toastmasters Club, but I will convey the message again in that club meeting. But Toastmaster Renu, if you're listening to me, your shirt is right here. I will make sure it reaches you.
Same Grand Slam.
Yes, Sponsor Champion Grand Slam Award. So we have 3 members from both these clubs, which is the highest in this district out of 10. So every club may have 1 max, but here we had 2 from the same club, so it's a great achievement in itself. So congratulations to both of you, and thank you once again.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shashank, for your kind message. One thing I really like about Shashank is that though he talked a lot about credit, I think he's one person that I've seen hardly caring about credits. And that's what I really like about him, because when he became the club president, when he became the area director, I've seen him do it with a lot of honesty and sincerity. I think that is what is very important. And he's a very good example when it comes to service leadership. Thank you, Sachin, for coming. Thank you, Rajni, for coming. Thank you, all the officers, for taking up the role. And we have 5 minutes overtime. Today, we will not have the roles because all the officers took roles. And we had the district officers taking up the table topic speaker slot. So I would, avoid having the. Yeah, we'll do it later. So we will have since the district officers were table topic speakers, so we will not have any polls today. Anyone who came on the stage today is a winner. Anyone who stayed behind the stage to help us come on the stage is a winner. And thank you all of you. So see you again at the Gabbys Online Advanced Toastmasters Club meeting on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Thank you. We have samosa and chai.